Hello everyone, welcome to Learn DAX channel. My name is Desh, and in this video we are going to discuss two very important functions in Power BI, which are the calendar and calendar auto. So whenever we have to do any time intelligence based calculations, we need to have a proper calendar or a date table in Power BI. So in order to create this date table or the calendar table, we have two functions which are the calendar and the calendar auto function. To study the calendar function, we are going to have four different scenarios, and also to study the calendar auto functions, we'll take a look at some scenarios where the calendar auto function can give us the date table without having an optional argument and with the presence of an optional argument. So let's get on with the video and let's see what we have. So we have a product table and we have a sales table. Now, the sales have happened in the month of May, which starting from the 1st of May 2024 till the 20th of May 2024. So, ideally, our calendar table should have dates only for the month of May 2024. But if we have sales that are going to happen in the future and we want to accommodate for that, then we can create a date table which can encompass until maybe the end of 2024 or maybe till the end of 2025. So, to discuss these scenarios, let's consider four different use cases. So first of all, the syntax for the calendar function is you have to specify the start. There are two arguments, specify the start date and the end date. So let's consider the scenario one where we specify a start date and end date as per our requirement. So let me go back to Power BI and create a new table. I'll just mention a new table, or maybe I can mention it from here. Go to modeling. Yeah. So I mentioned calendar underscore one, specifying that we are considering the scenario number one. So in this, I specify the start date, which will be, let's say, because we are doing the sales in the month of May, let me just choose the month of May 2024. So I'll write 2024, the month is 5, the day is 1, and it should end at, again, in 2024, the month is maybe again May, and the last date is 31. So I'll close the bracket, and then when I check this contents of this table, so what do I get? So I have dates ranging from the 1st of May 2024 till the 31st of May 2024. And if I make any modifications or any changes, that will get reflected. So if I, instead of the month of May, if I decide to keep the dates until running until the December, and if I choose to have the dates starting from the month of January itself, I simply make the changes in here and I get the days right from the 1st of January 2024 till as long as I think 31st of December 2024. So that's one scenario, or that's one way that we can use the calendar function. Now, there's also another way that the other scenario that we are trying to implement here is that if I get the minimum of sales date and the maximum of sales date from the sales table. So let's say I don't want to specify explicitly, but I want the data model itself to give me the minimum date and the maximum date so that whatever the transactions that have happened in the fact table or the sales table, all those transactions will get encompassed by using the min and max function. So I don't have to look up at the dates, like when was my first sale that has happened and when was my last sale that has happened. And in that case, I believe when even if the data is growing because we are not explicitly specifying the start and end date, then dynamically based on the minimum date, it will be able to kind of expand itself or shrink itself. So let's go ahead and create another table. Let me go to modeling and I'll call this calendar underscore two, specifying the second scenario is equal to calendar. So my start date is going to be the minimum of the sales date, which it's going to pick up from this model as the 1st May 2024 because 1st May 2024 is the minimum sales date. So I go say minimum sales sale date and extending up to a maximum of sale date. So in this, my output should be the calendar should give me dates from 1st of May 2024 till the 20th of May 2024. So let's just check it if what we are assuming if it's correct or not. Let me go to the table view and let me check the minimum sales date, which is the 1st of May, and the max date, which is the 20th of May. So yeah, that's correct. So we are just asking Power BI to dynamically source or fetch the max and min date from the data model itself. Now, there's another permutation and combination wherein we specify the start date and extract the end date from the sales table. So what we are trying to do is we give it a start date, right? Okay, start from here and end to the point where my data model is ending. So you'll pick up your end date from that point, but the start date is going to remain rigid. And the other way around is you specify the minimum sales date and then you kind of put a hard stop, explicitly specifying the last sale date. So let's consider these two scenarios, the remaining two scenarios. So in the first one, what I'm going to do is let me go back to home, or I don't think I really need to go back to home. I can simply create a new table in here itself. So calendar underscore 3 will be calendar. So what I'm specifying here is I'm specifying a start date, a rigid start date, which in this case, let's say it is the 1st of May 2024. So 2024, month will be 5, day will be 1, and the end date should come from the data model. So it will be max of sales sale date. So ideally what I should get is the first date is the 1st of May and the last date is 20th of May, and that's happening dynamically. And what do I get? Yes, I'm getting the 1st of May and the 20th of May. Now what I want to do is I just want to reverse the roles, wherein I'll specify a start date being picked up dynamically using the minimum function and putting a hard stop on the end date by explicitly specifying some last date. So let's create a new table, call it calendar underscore 4, and that will be calendar. I'm specifying the minimum sales date, which will be coming from the sales table again. And now let's specify maybe the July the 31st as our end date. So I'll write in date, the year will be 2024, the month will be 7, and day will be 31. I was going to specify 9 because that's my birthday, but let's go with 31. So I start at the 1st of May and I'm ending at, let's go down, and yeah, we are ending at 31st of July 2024. And so those are the four scenarios that I wanted to cover using the calendar function. Now, what about the calendar auto? Let's start with using calendar auto and giving no arguments at all. Because if you look at the documentation, it specifies that you can only give it one optional argument, which is the fiscal month number. So if I go to Google and I look at the calendar auto function, so what it says is I have to specify the fiscal year end month. So what is this fiscal year end month, and what happens if I give any particular value to this? So let's do some trial and error and figure out what exactly is happening here. So again, let's go back to our data model, create a new table. Please note that our data model starts at 1st May 24 and ends at 20th May 2024. So once you have made note of that, let's create a new table. Go to modeling, new table, and I'll just call it cal underscore auto is equal to calendar auto. And I'm not specifying the optional argument, which is a fiscal year end month. And I just want to see what happens. So I create this table and I just go to the table view. So what it's sourcing is it is giving me the dates from the 1st of January 2024 right up to the 31st of December 2024. So what it has essentially done is it has taken the dates. So it is the dates in 2024. So it has picked up the first date in 2024 and it has picked up the last date in 2024 and given me one total year worth of dates for 2024. Now, what if I specify, let's say, 1 as the fiscal year end month? What will I get? Let's see. So, what I can observe here is initially the dates were starting from the 1st of January 2024, but now it's starting from 1st of February 2024, which implies that it could be ending, like it mentioned in the documentation, fiscal year end month, that it could be ending the table in the first month of January in 2025. So let's verify it. So let me just scroll down and check where is this ending. So if I look at it, it is ending in the first month of 2025. The last date in this table is 31st of January 2025. So if I put in 2 here, in that case, it should end in February by that logic. So let's verify that. So let me scroll right to the bottom. And as we can see that it is ending in February 2025. So it's starting from March of 2024 and ending in February 2025. If you want to verify this, I'll just scroll up, and our start date is March and our end date is February. So, so that's if I put value as 2. So if I put the value as 3, then again it will start from maybe April, because it has to end in March. If I specify 4, it has to end in April, so it will start from the month of May. So what if I exceed the value 6? What happens in that case? Because if I say 6, it means that it has to end its fiscal year in the month of May. And if it has to end its fiscal year in the month of May, it has to start the year from June. But if I start from June 2024, it will not consider the dates which are present in the data model. So what will it do in that case? It has to accommodate the month of May, but it also has to accommodate the fact that the data model should end in the month of May. The fiscal year end month has to be the month of May. So what will it do in that case? Well, it backtracks. So what it does is it will start its data, the table will start from June of 2023 and will end in June 2024. And I can show you that. So if I, let's say, write 3, it will end in March 2025. And I can verify that. I can go right to the bottom of the screen and I can verify that it is ending in the March 2025. And what we are trying to verify here is if I put my fiscal year end month as 5, in that case, it should show me the fiscal year end month as May. But if it has to end in May 2025, it has to start from June 2024. But if that happens, it is not going to consider the sales date which has happened in the month of May, which means it is going to backtrack. I know I'm repeating this, but this is very important. So now if I put in here as 5, then it is going to backtrack, and the data model, the calendar is going to start from the month of June, but in 2023. So if we look at this table, it's starting from June 2023 and it is ending at May 2024. So that's Calendar Auto for you, where you can specify the fiscal year end month. That's it. Rest everything it's going to take from the data model. So this was Calendar and Calendar Auto, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please share it with your friends. If you found it added any value to your knowledge, please leave your feedback in the comments. If you think that there's something better that I can do to improve, also let me know in the comments. And like I always say at the end of the video, happy learning and thanks for watching.